Hello. I woke up today and instead of stubbing my toe, I remembered that I had a YouTube channel. Pretty cool. DPS. Like all meaningless numbers, I like to see how high it can go, giving me more reasons to neglect my family.
Well, actually, DPS is an abbreviation for damage per second, so it's not actually a number you don't—
Shut up. This is a 12th final update released like a few months ago, and I'm being honest when I say this, but I really haven't tried it out, let alone play Terraria. Like, all I did was mess around with the melee changes that everybody and their mother was screaming about, proceeded to say, "That's cool," and then contributed absolutely nothing to society for the rest of the day. It was only until recently that I remembered about the update via another update alongside the children in the basement in the economic state of the Borealis YouTube channel. I mean, I haven't turned into this guy yet, so I feel like I can make a video on this subject while still pretending it's day 1 update day. Jesus Christ, my volume is way too high. Oh my god, dude, Terraria. I can't wait to play Terraria. Man, I love Terraria, and my game crashed. I'm flabbergasted, Terraria. How could you? Alright, folks. Today's subject will be why the f*** am I on fire? Today's subject will be melee not being garbage. I know. How can melee be actually good? They made it worse. That's how. The 1.4.4 update changed around the way most melee projectiles work. Before, projectiles would fire on a cooldown, so it didn't matter if you're your average Minecraft PvPer or you're a trackpad gamer. Seriously, if you're a trackpad gamer, I salute you. Projectile weapons would be hard capped at the fire rate of, I don't know. 4.4 on the other hand takes a universally different approach. Some might even say is outstanding, never seen before, by making it so that your projectile fire rate is dependent on melee speed. But what can we do with this information? Accessory reforges. Some of them are hilariously off, like plus 4% movement speed. Yeah, that'll definitely make a difference when I'm trying to find some sky islands. Wait, hold on, plus 20 mana? Can't wait to fire the last burst over only 2 more seconds. Plus 4% melee speed? Actually, this is the one we want, because with this applied, we deal plus 4% more DPS on each piece we put this on. I honestly just made that sound worse, but it isn't, trust me. Well, actually, melee speed has been like this since they added it or something, but nobody gave a shit, because true melee bad, Second Amendment good, and I still agree with this message. The point is, we need some melee speed. Luckily, I know a solution. Whips. Some of them give you melee speed bonuses when you attack enemies, so we just hit a, oh. It does absolutely nothing now. Thank you, Relogic. Okay, well, alcohol it is then. By successfully angering our 7th grade health teacher, we can now swing a microscopic amount faster. But what if I told you there's more ways to gain melee speed? Introducing bullshit. Because I lied. I don't know anything else. Well, with all of this, it's time to use my middle school knowledge to become a professional tic-tac-toe player. I'm not going to talk about just starting out, because that's boring as hell. We're skipping straight to big bands. For starters, we'll be using a Knight's Edge, reforged to legendary and full molten armor. Pre-hardmode lacks a lot of meaningful accessories, so we'll be using Feral Glove for an item lore that is already outdated, Magma Stone for a little bit of extra DPS, Stinger and Sharktooth Necklace for 10 armor penetration, and as I'm reading this, I realize those are legit the only accessories in pre-hardmode that benefit melee DPS. So, bundle of balloons and amphibian boots. But why not use Fledging? No! I refuse to ever use that thing. They're not good, even before the nerf. Now I know I just want a whole spiel on how Violent is the best reforge for melee, but we will use full menacing. It's just that Knight's Edge is too slow and stubby for Violent to be actually worth it. Okay, let me just say this is not meant to serve as like a guide for melee setups you copy in actual playthroughs. I mean, you can copy it if you want, but regarding infinite money glitches, it cost me 11 plat and 17 gold just to reforge my pre-hard mode melee equipment. And this is the stage of the game where accessories cost like 2 gold per reforge. But you do you. Moving on. So against a dummy, we're averaging around approximately 480 DPS. But for big mans, you want to stay on menacing, it's just better. Also for the boss fight, I swapped out the bundle of balloons for an obsidian shield because reasons. Guys, look! It's my least favorite part of the game. I'm sorry, I just don't like mining hard mode ore. But I have a tip, guys. If you're playing melee, don't use drills, because they don't benefit from bonuses. Here's my speed of a drill, and here's my speed of a pickaxe. Okay, it won't be that good, but you get the point. Our weapon, Fetid Bagnax, is still the best weapon for DPS, even after the 15 nerfs it got. And to substitute for shooting range, we'll be using a Shadow Flame Knife, which I don't know if it's the best for DPS, but it's good, I think. Now that we have access to one more accessory slot, we'll be adding a warrior emblem and replacing our boots and balloons with wings and a power glove. It is at this stage where Violent is considerably better than Menacing. The best composition I found was 3 accessories on Menacing and 4 on Violent, but the real challenge is which armor to use. Now, Titanium should be better with the set bonus, but we can't proc the Beyblades against a dummy. So Adamanta is better against a dummy, but I have a solution. Deer Clubs. He's basically a dummy, making it perfect for DPS test, and yeah, Titanium is better. Alright, let's stop beating the shit out of our cousin's middle school bully and fight some robots. One slight problem. We take too much damage, so I'll be swapping out some accessories with ones that are still absurdly broken, including Frozen Turtle Shell, Star Veil, Worm Scarf, Gelatinous Pillion, and Brain of Confusion. We'll also be using try-hardy strategies which consist of Philosopher's Stone swapping and Shield of Cthulhu iframe use. Destroyer was pretty easy, I just held left click. With him being killed, I have access to the light discs, which I will replace with this Shadow Flame Knife. Excalibur exists, it's kinda Also, people can stop getting mad at me for having 500 life, as I technically am able to get it, but I still don't use a life force. Prime, I struggled with the spacing of it, and Brain of Confusion only proc twice, and when it did, it was at inconvenient times. Twins had a pretty satisfying strategy. For Spaz, you phase tank in phase 1, and then abuse Shield of Cthulhu iframes and dashes in phase 2. Retinazer, you just use Fetid Bagnax. I don't know what else to say. The thing that prevented me from getting a sub 1 is that they both phase changed midair, which is kinda cringe. Okay, next. The Fetid Bagnax is a hard mode melee weapon obtained by defeating a... Okay, there's like a few things to talk about, like the mech glove and the fire gauntlet. And with these two, it lets me go on full menacing. Oh, turtle armor is a thing too. Yeah, I don't understand why the True Excalibur, a sword that is already legendary and has the prefix true to make it sound cooler, gets out DPS by Funny Claw. So at this stage, we have access to tons of stuff for melee. We have the glorious Terrablade, which everybody loves to put in their thumbnails. Terrablade actually is a sweet spot where you hit the tip of the melee effect so that the projectile can also hit the enemy. Celestial Zone is probably the best accessory for melee, giving us those gamer bonuses. And, is that seriously everything? Wow. We can also use the Frost Shield to upgrade our armor to Beetle. Wait, I have to kill the golem real quick. This is taking a little longer. I'm actually gonna have to move now. Never mind, it's cool. Now face staking has worked all up until the next few bosses. Trying to face take Empress or Fishron is not a good idea, but it's not like it matters. They're pretty aggressive bosses, so I'll be replacing the face staking accessories with Feral Claws and a Destroyer emblem. Duke Fishron should have died instantly, but his stupid bubbles would somehow hit me and he refused to give me Feral Bite. And they also made it so you can't deal damage to him when he face changes. I wonder why. Empress, in my opinion, was my favorite to optimize. For phase 1, I used a Witch Brew mount, as it's perfect for part 1. Phase 2, I switched the mount with a Gelatinous Pillion so I could reach the sweet spot as much as possible, and in turn, I got a pretty fast boss time. Moon Lord time. Weirdly enough, Solar Eruption and Terrablade are pretty much equal in DPS, the only difference being Solar Eruption doesn't benefit from melee speed, so it's better to run full menacing. You also need to hit the sweet spot with Terrablade for it to be comparable to Solar Eruption, and since you don't want to be in the kissing range when fighting Moonlord, I chose to use Solar Eruption and also Daybreak, because it can do some pretty stupid stuff. With this in mind, Feral Clubs and Power Gloves are completely useless, so we will replace those two with a Soaring Insignia and Betsy Wings. Now the reason for Betsy wings is that they are the only wings obtainable before Moonlord that grant the ability to hover. The only good wings to grant the ability to hover. And being able to hover is crazy good. Other than that, I really don't have much to say besides Moonlord being the worst boss to ever exist. It's at this point where melee speed becomes completely useless because Zenith, the funniest weapon to ever exist, ignores iframes. We will be using this goofy ass armor set because for some godforsaken reason we can get 100% crit chance, and the set bonus for solar flare is kinda useless. By sacrificing 8% damage for 8% crit chance, we can actually get 101% crit chance. Which makes me curious if I could do like a mega crit with 200% crit chance, where I could crit my crits. Ah, never mind. Our change in accessories is by getting rid of the Power Glove and Feral Claw for a Warrior Emblem and Destroyer Emblem. We'll be using a Starboard because it's good. Also, using a Zenith against a dummy is just ear sex. Listen. And watch this Moonlight go. Okay, that's it. Goodbye. So, you guys probably realize that my upload schedule is on par with someone who is 6 feet under, with the joke being that my voice changes in every video upload. But I'm being honest when I say this. I just didn't want to f***ing upload. The problem isn't outside activities or school. No, it's just how I'm feeling that day, and yeah, I'm a lazy piece of shit. But besides that, there's another problem. When it comes to making videos, abandoning it, and then forgetting about its entire existence, which usually results in me finishing scrapped videos that I started well over a year ago. And even this video, the one you're watching, is technically a scrapped video that I just modified a bit. Which is honestly pretty sad, because I'm looking back at the clips, and they're pretty decent. Like, I'd be able to have someone watch it on full blast, right in front of me, at the entire lunch table. That actually happened, without winning the deep throat at 9mm. Anyways, I'll try to upload a bit more over the next year, while having a 2-year hiatus every time. Subscribe for some more Clash of Clans, gameplay, and commentary, and in the words of Robert Tapala, I'll be back soon.